You could get wet in the shower on the thigh.
Right.
You would then just pat it dry and then maybe a hair dryer on cool low so it's not a high amount of air hitting it. That might be a little more sore. And just keep it covered. At some point, you know, the xeriform we're going to have to keep kind of working off. So I want to check your finger motion.
I've been taking the brace off and exercising my fingers 3 or 4 times a day.
Okay. And this looks pretty good. Very good. Okay. So let's have you move here. So all the way to a fist. The way this is great, but I'm not going to get you. You got to come all the way down.
Yeah.
And then all the way straight. Get those guys pulling up.
That's what I have been doing this
Yeah,
use.
you got to really stretch those tight bottom muscles out. Okay. And then relieve, and then do the same thing here.
See, this is what, you know, as a human being, this is what should be done, and I can't push myself. I don't push myself that far.
Yeah, it's hard to do it by yourself.
It's impossible to cause yourself extreme pain.
Yeah.
So a therapist or someone else can kind of
Right.
stretch further than you would stretch on
Right,
your own.
that's what I need.
So we can certainly, you know, do some of that. We wanted to give it a little break. We wanted to just start some basic movement because in general we often immobilize the graft for 2 weeks as we talked about. So it's kind of a balance. Okay, so less movement, better graft healing, but more stiff fingers. Extreme finger movement may compromise our graft. So as a balance, we wanted to bring you back again today where we're now at about 10 days out.
Right.
Now when we move wrist, you're going to see a lot more movement of that. Right. So I still think we should keep your wrist pretty still.
Right.
And do very little bit of gentle movement within that range, in that mid-arc, a little bit each way.
Right.
But not trying to force wrist too far each way.
Okay.
Fingers are a different story. Now, also bring your arm down.
Okay.
I want you to start to work on your supination and pronation, so working on your rotation. And there will be a little bit of movement of those muscles as you rotate. Good. And then come back. Okay. Now, with the palm down, you're nearly fully palm down, and that's going to allow typing and things.
Okay.
The supination or the palm up position, you're still a little bit restricted, and so I need you to kind of grab somewhere, whether it be on thumb or in the wrist area, and try to force that to go a little bit gentler, palm up.
Okay.
Hold it 10 seconds, let it relax, come back down. Now the fingers again, index looks fine. That's coming up pretty good. Middle, we're going to again try to get that first knuckle straight right here.
Okay.
Okay. Once that's straight, you're going to then try to bring that so that you're getting that hand flat, which is going to be a lot of pulling on the bottom.
Okay.
Okay. Relieve tension, repeat. Stretch, relax. Stretch, relax. Same thing, ring finger. So these are pretty good because you're nearly into at least getting them in the plane of the hand.
Right.
Okay. In general, as we move the wrist more, okay, as you come backwards, it's going to add more tension to the bottom and be harder. So if you want to get more straightening of the fingers, you would bend the wrist down gently a little bit, and now you probably can bring that straighter with a little less discomfort than when the wrist is back.
Okay.
So you can sometimes vary the wrist position a little bit to relieve or increase tension in the fingers. The next thing is to make your fist. So go ahead and try to make a fist. And you want to try to get each finger coming all the way down. Let that relax.
Okay.
Good. And then do the same thing for middle. Get that all the way down. Let that relax. And then we're going to do the same thing for ring. Get that guy all the way down. Get your small finger all the way down. So these joints here always get the stiffest when you're swollen, and they sit open, and then it's hard to close the hand. So it's very critical, pain or no pain, to get those down. So what I want to do is just check your splint here.
Okay.
Make sure we don't need to do any adjustments with gauze off. So we're gonna see if we can, maybe bring them, see if we can adjust this a little bit. Okay. So you gotta be, so with this on, you could do your stretching with it on.
Okay.
Okay. But you can't obviously bend down.
You can't
I think
do
we
the
need to
fist,
try
yeah.
to adjust that a little bit.
Okay.
So, all right. So we're gonna get. Let's see if Charlene's free.
I think she's sitting back by Janice, unless she moved back over to.
And so we'll
And then
kind
I
of
think
work fingers a little bit, and then order some therapy.
And
then-
pain medication. You were saying.
Yeah, I brought my empty bottle, or my almost empty bottles.
Okay.
Yeah, we can refill some pain pills.
Okay.
And then probably want to see you maybe Thursday. We could start to remove some of sutures,
Okay.
because that'll be a day shy of 2 weeks.
Okay.
And so we'd probably do that, check your motion again, but maybe get a session or two of therapy in this week as well.
Okay.
I'll be right back.